Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I'm your host, Willie Bragg, and I'm back. Believe it or not, I'm here. Um, so I'm glad to see y'all back, and hopefully we'll have some of the regulars here. I am a little bit later tonight than usual. It's Tuesday night, so usually I'm going to be a little bit later when I do a show on Tuesday night due to adequate rest. So, but anyway, hola, Warren, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. And we also have Daniel Berry Sports Highlights here. How you doing as well? So, anyway, yeah, I before I get started, just saying, letting you know that tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Justin Adio, who's been a guest on the show before, he's coming back. We're gonna talk about the Trump administration, ICE, and the thuggery that's going on. They call the Trump administration, and all of that. So that's what we're going to discuss. And Justin always got something pretty worthwhile to share with people. I mean, so I think y'all will enjoy listening to what he's got to say. So that'll be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, so let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to talk about right now. And how are you doing today, Max RJ? Yeah, the fuckery of the Trump regime. Yep. So, social media, that terminology, and it's been a fixture in my life for the past 20 years. I mean, I started off on MySpace, and I think maybe most of y'all probably did too. Maybe some of y'all didn't, but I started off with MySpace. I'll confess that I miss MySpace because you can kind of create what you want with MySpace. You can make the page look the way you want it to look, and you can have the music in the background, and it kind of express your individuality. So I don't know why MySpace lost its appeal to Facebook, which is so boring. I mean, I'm on Facebook still. I don't really expect to be off of Facebook because there's still a lot of people on Facebook that's all that they're on. They will not join any other social media platforms. So I figure might as well stay on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook. Twitter. I'm on Twitter, of course. I'm very frustrated with Twitter because Twitter is kind of fucking with me these days. They're doing some really wacky things with my account, and I think that maybe some of y'all probably experiencing the same. And I think I've been kind of shadow banned because I get more traffic from Facebook than I do Twitter. And I've been noticing that for quite a while, and then they've been subtracting followers from me. Now, obviously, there are going to be people who get tired of me or don't like me anymore, or they got their account suspended, or if it's nothing personal, they just want to they don't want to be cluttered with so many accounts and everything. They just want to keep things, under a certain amount or what have you. So there's all kinds of reasons people will stop following somebody on Twitter. I don't have an issue with that. I do have an issue when Twitter itself is actually interfering with people and taking away your followers because you say certain things on Twitter that Twitter doesn't like. So when Twitter when Elon Musk having his boss, the same boss as Trump's boss, and no, it's not Putin. No, I mean, and I will say this till the cows come home that any problem with Russia or Putin is to the west, however people want to define it. Putin and Russia does not control the U.S. or influence the U.S. anymore in any other country. But there is one country and there is one head of state in particular that kind of has a lot of unwavering influence in this country. Yeah, and I don't know what his previous name. I forgot his previous name, but we all know him as Benjamin Satan Yahoo, and he's basically controlling Donald Trump and Elon Musk and a lot of other people. And no, fuck anybody who says that's anti-Semitic. What I'm saying, no, Benjamin Satan Yahoo. He could be Lutheran. I will call him Satan Yahoo. So fuck anybody who thinks that's anti-Semitic. I want to go and put that disclaimer out there. I have to. My point is that social media is under attack. There's a lot of censorship. And that's what's coming down to. Freedom of speech is just a slogan for a lot of people. I believe in it. I do not believe it should be cracked down upon. Even unpopular, even shit that would offend me should not be silenced. You know, the only curtailment on freedom of speech. You don't have the freedom of speech to threaten people. You shouldn't, and you don't have the freedom of speech to go or to threaten people or to advocate violence. You don't have that freedom of speech. I mean, you have the freedom of speech to have some shitty opinions. You even have freedom of speech to have false information. I don't believe in this, ministry of truth that they were trying to set up years ago, where so-called false information would be, because to do that would mean who's to imply what false information is. And for some people, I could say that people are better off with universal health care in other countries. Now, we don't have universal health care, right? Well, the fact that we don't have universal health care, you hear the usual, not just Fox News, but you even hear CNN and MSNBC and the so-called liberal media. They'll go and they will occasionally smirk at best or dismiss universal health care. Take Wolf Blitzer and Dr. Sanjay Gupta in 2007. I'm going to get with UpScrolled in a second. I'm leading up to this. In 2007, when Michael Moore put out the movie Sicko, the truthful movie about the state of our shitty healthcare system versus healthcare in Canada, healthcare in the UK, healthcare in France, and healthcare in Cuba, and how much better it is to be sick in Cuba, to be sick in France, to be sick in the UK, and to be sick in Canada, as opposed to being sick in the United States. So every fucking goddamn piece of that movie is correct. As far as Michael Moore's perspective on healthcare, Fox News's stance on Medicare for all and universal healthcare is shit, and so is CNN, who sat there and basically took a shit on Michael Moore's movie, which Michael Moore took exception to, and he should have. It was the right thing to do to take exception to that. But one point is the popular conception is, by the way, how are you doing, Lurley? How are you doing today? The popular conception is that this country, long lines and crappy care. Why would we want to have that free medical care? So that could get, the fact that the truth is that people, on the average, yeah, I'm sure there are exceptions on people in universal healthcare countries. We're human beings, all of us, so nothing is perfect. But Just because somebody there was some negligence done in the universal healthcare system doesn't address the fact that we have so much negligence here in the United States on the inability to pay and so-called quality. Just because we have a private system doesn't mean we have quality. Okay, doesn't mean that our system, that our doctors and nurses do things better because of the profit motive. So my point is that they could go and shut that down. Voices who call for universal health care. That is my point. I have to kind of go roundabout way having to say that. But my point is they are out there to shut people down. Not just Biden and a bunch of busybody little shit libby types. No, that's not even accurate because maybe a shit lib have a slightly better politics than what the average corporate Democrat like Biden and Harris would have. But what I'm basically saying is that you can shut down voices. To shut down voices on how unionized jobs. I'm talking about just basic class reduction and shit like that. How places like Sweden and Denmark and Norway, how they fare off better. And somebody will tell you, well, they're going to go bankrupt. You just can't sit there and spend money on people, that sort of thing. And I've been hearing that for years, and they're not going anywhere. Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and places like that, they're doing just as well as they've ever done. And I'm not saying that their system is foolproof and they will never collapse or whatever, but there's no sign of it currently. But those arguments, people can sit there and shut you down when it comes to censorship, or the fact that we'll take a country like Cuba, again, provides medical care, it provides jobs, it provides education, may have some criticisms on aspects of civil liberties, but but they do provide for the people. And even in the context of any authoritarianism that may exist in Cuba, it's pretty damn light. In the words of Kyle Kalinske, he mentioned about the Cuban American protesters years ago, protesting against so-called authoritarianism in Cuba. As far as the authoritarianism is concerned, they're on the light end of it. I mean, in fact, I see them actually moving more toward a civil liberties friendly society. They don't have the death penalty, for example, anymore in Cuba. But, that sort of thing. I think it's stupid, the policy the U.S. has in Cuba. I could go all day on that one. But my point is that any truthful information that there is on, let's say, Cuba, for example, they can shut you down because they don't like the information you're providing. And this is why we have to go and protect free speech at all costs. And so Twitter is not friendly toward free speech. And I want to get to that with Twitter. There is a misconception that Twitter is this free speech place when Elon Musk took it over. Now, 2022, when he was about ready to take over it, was I for Elon Musk taking over Twitter? I was not necessarily for him taking over Twitter one way or the other. I was agnostic to it. I was thinking, okay, if he takes over and free speech is being protected, I'm all for it. But here's the problem with him. He took it over, and previously, under the people that were in charge of Twitter, yeah, they went after vaccine deniers, and they went after actual shitty bigot types or what have you. But when Elon Musk took over, people who were conspiracy theorists on COVID that were banned were brought back, and people who are like neo-Nazi types were brought back, and fascists and all kinds of right-wingers. Again, I hate fascists. I hate neo-Nazis, whatever. They do have a free speech right. Some may disagree with what I'm saying, but here's the thing. What Elon Musk did is he went after the left. So there are left-wing accounts that have been attacked or fucked with under the regime of Elon Musk on Twitter. I mean, for example, they shut down Garland Nixon's channel for a while on Twitter. They were fucking with Comrade Misty's channel for a while on Twitter, as an example. I mean, so y'all, I think y'all know Jackie, that's on Twitter all the time. She's having her channel fucked with. One of my favorite people on Twitter, Jackie. She's had her channel fucked with pretty recently, and so she having to use an alternative account to post. So, and she's again, she's one of the best people on Twitter out there. So, my point is that the censorship's been levied against the left on Twitter. I've been shut down for 12 hours. I don't think Ben Shapiro targeted me, but I made a comment about Ben Shapiro not being able to sexually satisfy his wife. And since I posted that up, I got shut down for 12 hours one time a couple of years ago. But as soon as I typed it in, I was shut down for 12 hours. So I don't think that Ben Shapiro is like, he's talking about my sexual performance with my wife. I'm going to have him reported and shut down. I don't think that happened. I think that what happened was that basically, there was some algorithms or something, that certain words that were stated that shut me down. I don't think I should have been shut down over what you call a crude joke, but a crude joke that happens to be true, by the way. But be it as it may, this is where I'm going with this. So, what was the other one? TikTok. Here's the thing about TikTok. For a while, TikTok, which was originally a Chinese company, and then it was eventually, bought out or what have you. It was providing a lot of free speech, and it was bothering a lot of people. They were trying to shut it down for a while. Shut it down. Well, eventually, it is no longer under Chinese control, and now it's pretty much an American company. But anyway, the pro-Palestinian voices in TikTok, the pro-Palestinian voices are getting shut down. Talking about the Epstein files would get you shut down on TikTok. Couple of people, Tommy Nation Politics, he got fucked with. Red State Update, they got fucked with on TikTok. So TikTok is not looking like a place where it's necessarily free speech friendly these days as well. So Red Note was set up. I don't have a Red Note account. It's like there's always too many these tech companies being spring up, so I don't have a time to be on every one of these. I recently thought about signing up for Red Note just to see what it's all about. So, but that was supposed to be like an alternative to TikTok. Years ago, there was a Pancake that was being created. It was supposed to be like a free speech Twitter type platform. It exists, kind of, sort of, kind of, but I don't think they really have the funding to be where it's supposed to be. Blue Sky was set up after the election when Trump won in 2024. I signed up for Blue Sky. I got very bored with it. I'm still on Blue Sky just in case it picks up. But it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't get any traffic, no traction really off of Blue Sky. So, I don't mind being on Blue Sky. I just don't do much on Blue Sky. So this brings me to UpScrolled. UpScrolled. UpScroll was set up, and hold on a second. I'll go and get this thing set up over here, and because we're going to start talking about UpScroll, because I just signed up to UpScroll a week before last. Okay, let's see if I can find the Twitter thing. Is that it? I think that is it. Yes, it is. UpScroll, right there. UpScroll. It is a new platform that was created in 2025, and it was created by, and let me make sure I get his name pronounced correctly, Issam Hijaz, who is a Palestinian Australian app developer. And basically, he created UpScroll as essentially an alternative to Twitter, an alternative to TikTok, an alternative to Facebook, and basically an alternative, to all these platforms. I guess you could say YouTube, because apparently you can stream on UpScroll. Now, I'm on StreamYards. I don't know if I can actually stream UpScroll. I didn't think about that tonight when doing so. I'm going to see if I can. I'm trying to do, maybe if I can think about it, try to do a test run maybe later on tonight to see if I can actually live stream UpScroll. I do have a Kick account. I do have Rumble. I don't give a damn. Rumble has right wingers. There are plenty of people on the left on Rumble for the same reason. They got shut out. So I have some sympathy for Rumble. It just needs to be more user friendly. There's a process to use on Rumble, and I just hate going through that extra step. But I don't know if UpScroll will react the same way. And I know you can stream on Twitter. I stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch mostly. Those are the three platforms I stream on. So anyway, it was developed as an alternative to all the censorship that's been taking place in social media. So and it seems like it has a little more promise than, let's say, Blue Sky. I personally think it's like a better Blue Sky, but it might not be what Panquake was meant to be, but it's something in between, and I call that good enough. So I signed on to UpScroll, and I will show y'all my thing in a minute. So the thing about it is with UpScroll, it protects you when it comes to Palestinian rights, the rights of Palestinians, because apparently our U.S. government and many Western countries, Palestinians are considered a lesser than, and just is. That is the power of the Israeli lobby and influence in the West, that you can't sit there and stick up for the Palestinian people. If you do, you're going to be considered a terrorist sympathizer, and you'll get shut down. They're people. They're human beings like anybody else, and they deserve equality like anybody else. They deserve equality. And people, you hear people who someone sits there and malign them and act like, oh, they're just a bunch of Arab terrorists, Muslim, no. Yeah, Palestinians are just like anybody else. They want to live. They want to live in dignity. They want to live freely without being fucked with due to their identity. And their identity happened to be Palestinians. And so I'm glad that UpScroll exists for that reason. And when I found out about UpScroll, I signed up for it right away. is based in Australia. I don't know what kind of a treaty the United States may have with Australia, but I know that I know with Pancake, their plan was to have their operations in Reykjavik, Iceland, where there's no treaty between the United States and Iceland. And John Kirikou and Jimmy Sutherland had a discussion about that years ago. And it was interesting what he had to say about that, because your free speech is protected. Now, I know that Australia is not necessarily a free speech paradise per se, but they are, it certainly is a free speech alternative to what exists right now in social media. And so I'm encouraging people, if they haven't signed on already, to go and sign on to UpScrolled. So anyway, apparently there's 2.5 million people on UpScrolled already. And as I said, that's good. I mean, I hope that they continue to grow, and and find I don't like to use the term safe space, because that sounds so 2016, but I would say a place where people can go for safety, where they don't have to worry about being silenced, and where you can talk about Palestinians, and you can talk about the abuse of ICE against these citizens. Was basically the war that's being declared in the state of Minnesota currently by the administration. Where you can talk about other issues without being shut down, and that needs to exist as a forum. And I hope to see UpScrolled do well. So hold on a second here. As I said, I have an account. So you should look me up. I'm Willie Bragg, of course. You know my name. Let's see. Let me go ahead and do just this. Okay. Here I am. So you can look me up on, I guess, at Willie Bragg TV, just like it is on YouTube, just like it is on Twitter. Willie Bragg TV for UpScrolled. And I'm on the UpScrolled, and the community is awesome. Jump in and join us. You'll love it. So, of course, you have to go to the App Store for Apple or the Google, and that sort of thing, which I'm not too privy on when it comes to apps. I'm not that much of a tech head, but I can get on the computer. I eventually will learn some of the more techie side of things. I'm just a little more old fashioned, I guess you could say. So it takes me a while. So anyway, we follow each other. Game.Film, who was on my show last week, he's on UpScrolled as well. So and I know that Warren, we follow each other on UpScrolled as well. So so anyway, if y'all are UpScrolled, just look me up and I'll follow back. I will. So that's what I will. Just look me up, and I have a good feeling about it. I just hope that I won't be disappointed like with some of the other platforms, where it just kind of it was a thing for 5 minutes. It was it was the flavor of the month or something like that. I hope that it will be something that will be permanent, and something that will eventually give the major players, Zuckerberg and what's his name, Muskrat, run for their money, and the people that run TikTok and some of the other platforms that exist out there. So anyway, yeah, that's what basically this live stream is about, is to encourage you, just in case you haven't done so, to go ahead and join us on on UpScroll. As I said, I'm going to try to find out how it works on video. Ideally, it would be wonderful if I could just add UpScroll to StreamYards, where I can multi-stream, including UpScroll, where it be as easy as doing it through Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I hope I can do it that way. My God, if I can do it that way, that'd be very grand. So, that will be definitely a platform I'll stay on. So, anyway, I am going to grab me a bite to eat, because I got up a little while ago, and so I'm off this evening. So I have to go ahead and grab me some food, and then go home. I gotta go pump my stomach with more Ozempic, so I can continue my weight loss from 262 down to 216. So, that's pretty damn awesome. That's 50 pounds right there. I don't look like it because, but let me tell you, this shirt a year ago, I did wear this shirt a year ago, but when I was wearing this shirt a year ago, it was tight. I could feel it. This shirt is loose as hell now. This shirt was tight a year ago, and getting rid of 50 pounds helps. So, and again, the computer screen is not very flattering or forgiving. So it may not, I may look the same, and I'm not, and that's okay. Y'all think so? That's fine. But there is a difference I made. I know that when I get under 200, I'll probably show a little more. And I've been trying to get under 200 as quickly as I can. I just have to kind of think about it when you're on this medication. I'm not diabetic, but you have to eat like you're diabetic, apparently. You have to cut back on the carbs, and even though you're eating less shit, it's not just that. You have to go and put a little elbow grease into your own activity, meaning you have to exercise more, which this what one has to do, and everything like that, and eat a little bit better, or cut back on the carbs and make sure you have your proper nutrients and that sort of thing. Which that's a bummer. That's a bummer, because not that I eat a lot of it, but I just like, it's like, okay, I skipped dessert, and I have to give up bread and pasta too. Apparently, I have to give up bread and pasta. I hate that, and I can't eat a Philly cheesesteak without the bread. It's like eating roast beef with peppers and cheese on it, which is okay at first, but it gets a little tiresome. I love scrambled eggs and bacon, but it's like I gotta have a little something extra. And when I drink my coffee, I can't give up cream on my coffee. I'm sorry, I just can't give up cream in coffee. Some people like their coffee black, and I get it, but I gotta have some cream in my coffee. So that's where we're at, folks. So anyway, tomorrow, Justin Adio will be here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and so we'll be chatting and discussing politics. So like I always do. Anyway, If you like what you heard, please press like and comment. Comment any ways you disagree with what I have to say. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, this is my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we are the muckrakers of our time. So muckrake away. Reject corporate media. Subscribe to the Willie Bragg Show on YouTube and all my other platforms I'm on. And remember to free Nicolas Maduro, because he's a political prisoner. We had no right to go into Venezuela the way we did January 3rd. Free Nicolas Maduro, free Palestine, free healthcare for all, and keep our First Amendment free. Until next time, folks, until next time. Fuck ICE. Y'all take care. Peace and vegetable rights. Neil said that on The Young Ones years ago. If you never watched The Young Ones, it's really funny when he said that. Y'all have a great one. Bye-bye.